me, Elmo.
You're recording it?
Yes, I was.
No!
I saw her push a button.
Welcome back, sports fans, to another great episode of Sports Jab with J&J. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Jama. We got some really juicy topics today, sports fans. Our first topic is going to be Matt Forte. Is his future done with the Bears, or will somebody else pick him up? Me personally, I don't see how anyone's going to pick him up, but there's a lot of rumors that Green Bay might grab him. What do you think, John?
As a Packer fan, I hope that they don't. We don't need him. Get Eddie Lacy into shape. Take Tony Horton up on his offer to have him be the trainer for him this offseason. Make sure he comes into camp great shape. James Starks is a free agent. If they let him go, I'm okay with that because I am really high on John Crockett, the running back pass from NDSU. He was not given a proper chance, I believe. That Detroit game that had that miraculous comeback on Thursday with the Hail Mary, Mike McCarthy said that was the spark that led them there. John Crockett coming in, showing so much energy and emotion, finally being able to get into an NFL game, and it shows, it reflects on the rest of the team. The team feeds off of that energy. You have someone going over there and just, running hard every play, staying in the huddle, jumping up and down, just ready to go. That feeds off of it.
And then they didn't use him after that, though.
Exactly. They didn't. I think they didn't give him a fair share. Matt Forte, someone will pick him up. Who that is, I'm not sure.
The Browns.
They could use anything to help them out.
The Browns.
But you know what? Someone will pick him up. He has maybe a couple of years left. He is 30. That's where all running backs start that,
Yeah, they turn into grandpas.
Exactly. They go downhill pretty fast. He had a great career, but he has maybe 1-2 years left with somebody. Someone will pick him up for just a name, draw fans in.
Wow.
1-2 good years.
The Browns will grab him. What do you guys think? The Browns? The Browns. Yeah, Browns.
They need someone on that team with a name.
Not Manziel. Oh!
But it'd be fun if he went to the Packers just to stick it to the Bears again. Take Julius Peppers, take Matt Forte.
That'd be pretty sick.
Just kind of, ignite that rivalry a little bit more. That the Packers have been dominating for quite a while, so.
Okay.
Can't call really a rivalry when the Packers win every game, can you? I don't think you can.
Yeah, just ask the Niners. They get beat by the Seahawks almost every other season now, it feels like.
Yeah, basically. And I don't see that changing anytime soon.
Wow. Love you too.
It's just the truth. Can't help it. But you know what? Packers, Bears, 49ers, Seahawks. Decent rivalries. Another rivalry coming up tonight. UNC versus Duke. Long-standing tradition between those two teams and the rivalries they have. Brings the question up, in sports, what is the best rivalry?
It's probably a no-brainer to me. It's going to be Duke, North Carolina. There's so many treasured athletes that came through both programs. I mean, UNC, you speak of Michael Jordan. I mean, don't have to go anywhere else from there. Got Jay Williams that came through there. Carlos Boozer came through Duke. Coach K for Duke. I mean, it's just a lot of passion, intensity, and in my opinion, that's just the best rivalry in sports right now.
It is a good rivalry. It's one of the best. It is probably 2 or 3. Number 1 rivalry to me, Michigan and Ohio State. One, you have the longevity of it. I mean, that rivalry's been going on for almost 100 years. You got the passion. And plus, UNC, Duke, they'll meet twice a year. Michigan, Ohio State, once a year. Always usually the last game of the season. And for the most part, leading up to when the Big Ten came up with a Big Ten championship, that was the Big Ten championship game right there. It was always coming down between Michigan and Ohio State. And it's football. Football is more popular than basketball. That's just the truth of it. So, Michigan, Ohio State, I'd probably put Duke, UNC number 2. Then, I'm partial to, Packers, Bears rivalry, Cubs, Cardinals, 2 long-standing, rivalries in their sports. Packers, Bears, probably the best rivalry in the NFL. Though lately, Ravens, Steelers have been giving that a run for the money just because of the brutality of those games.
Don't forget that Bengals-Steelers street fight.
Yeah, street fight. Yes, that was a street fight. That hasn't developed into that big rivalry though. I mean, Ravens Steelers. That's like a street fight every time. That has been like that for
lots of physicality in
10 years or so now. So that's really starting to build up into being a great rivalry. But the Packers and Bears, they have that longevity. That's rivalry that's been going on for almost 100 years too. Lots, have the most matchups in the NFL between those two teams. Long traditions of winning. For the most part, it's the series is even. Packers have dominated as of late, but it doesn't take away from the fact that overall, if you take the totality of it, yeah, it's pretty split up. Otherwise, then baseball, Cubs and Cardinals, once again another long tradition. Unfortunately, the Cubs are usually on the losing end of that tradition, but that's changing.
They'll get there eventually. They'll get
Cubs
to the World Series.
Yes, the Cubs have a good future right now.
They'll get there.
We say that a lot of times, and it never seems to work out. But maybe this year.
Just gotta have faith. Gotta have faith. Gotta believe in yourself.
Then you also have Red Sox, Yankees, and once again, Yankees usually have the upper hand. Red Sox did come up as of late, get those 2 World Series away from the Yankees, and it's good. But then you have NBA, have probably the Lakers Celtics, probably the best rivalry overall. Obviously, that's kind of faded as of late because they usually they haven't been good enough to meet in the finals like they used to when they had Magic and Bird.
I was just gonna say that Magic and Bird are probably really brought the rivalry into those 2 franchises for sure.
Yeah, I mean outside of that, I mean you don't really have like a huge long-standing rivalry. It's usually compacted into these decades. 80s you had the Celtics and Lakers. It even goes back into the 70s probably too. Then you had the Bulls and the Pistons. They had that great rivalry going there for a while. Michael Jordan versus the Bad Boys.
Isaiah Thomas?
Yep, and then once Michael Jordan got over the hump with the Pistons, that's when they started going on their runs.
Really, you could say that propelled his career, Michael Jordan, you could say.
Yeah, but I mean, outside, like you said, in NBA, they don't seem to have that longevity of a rivalry for some reason. And even now, you think about what are the rivalries in the NBA right now?
I mean...
Can't even really think of one, can you?
I mean, it used to be the Heat and Pacers when LeBron was in Miami, but...
Can't really call it a rivalry in 2 seasons or whatever it was.
It would have become a great rivalry, but then LeBron said, taking my talents back to Cleveland, getting one for the land.
Yeah, that hasn't worked out very well for him yet.
Yeah, he kind of had a rough year last year.
Well, he also ran into a buzzsaw in the Warriors, so...
Well, yeah, they got a guy called the Babyface Assassin, so, I mean, that's probably going to happen, but, I mean, I think he'll get one for Cleveland eventually.
Eventually, as long as the Warriors have an off series.
Which is never going to happen.
Never know, maybe someone gets hurt. Never know. That's probably their only hope. But yeah, probably, NBA, best rivalry, Lakers Celtics, probably.
Hands down.
Yeah, so, yeah. Then, speaking of Lakers and the NBA, one of the all-time greats, hanging it up at the end of the season, just had a whole weekend dedicated to pretty much praising him at the All-Star game, which begs the question, where does Kobe rank all-time in the NBA?
Kobe Bryant is probably one of the most intensifying, solid competitors that I've probably watched in my time of watching the NBA. His accomplishments definitely rank up there with Michael Jordan. I mean, he's a 2-time NBA Finals MVP. He has 5 rings to Jordan's 6. He's one of the only players in the NBA to come out of high school along with Moses Malone, Tracy McGrady, Kevin Garnett, Kwame Brown, who was a dud.
Can't even bring him up in the same sentence as Kobe Bryant.
No, that's an embarrassment. Kobe Bryant also, he had his number, it was number 8. He wanted to change it later in his career to his number at Lower Merion High School to number 24.
Yeah, because 8 had some bad connotation with it, with the whole rape case thing.
Oh, yeah,
That's the part people like to forget about Kobe.
That was a rough point in his career. I mean, not taking it from him though. All-Star Weekend, it was really awesome and sad at the same time for me to watch his season kind of come to an end in his career as well. I'd love to see the Lakers win another title this year, but I just don't think it's gonna happen.
That's not going to happen at all. Not even close.
They're
Kobe even said the worst part about his farewell tours that they suck. So
Yeah.
yeah, you're not gonna win a title when your star player says that about you.
you just like to see players like that go out on top instead of. I mean, I guess he's not completely going out on the bottom. His legacy's going to carry him, but you like for him to at least be in a winning season.
Right, yeah, you'd hope at least, the team would at least make the playoffs, make some sort of a run at it, but yeah, that's not going to happen at all. They're shooting, they're shooting for last place, so...
Yeah, they're like last, they're like fourth to last in the West.
Yes.
And they have no chance of making the postseason.
Yeah, but...
whatsoever.
Kobe he is an all-time great. I probably wouldn't put him quite at Jordan. There's few players I'd have above Kobe Bryant. You got MJ, Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You could probably, make an argument there with that. Magic Johnson. Lots of Lakers I'm mentioning here, and there's going to be people I leave out too. But those are probably the ones that I would put above Kobe Bryant. But not taking away for anything from Kobe. Third all-time NBA total points. He played a lot, 19 minutes played. Fifth in field goals. So he also like to take a lot of shots too. That helps because he's also number one in missed field goals. But Jordan, still the pinnacle. Could be because I grew up watching Jordan, so I know a lot of people right now growing up watching LeBron are going to think the same way of LeBron that I think of Jordan probably. But Jordan, that is still the top. That's that's what everyone gets compared to. He is the greatest of the NBA, and Kobe, while he had a fantastic career, first walk into the Hall of Fame, first ballot, no question.
He should be, but nowadays a lot of players that should get in first ballots, they don't get in first ballots. Why? I have no idea.
He is one that will be. I have no question about that. He's gonna want the first year of eligibility. He's in. There's really no question about that. I don't see how they could keep him out.
If he does, the world's gonna riot.
I don't know about the world. Maybe
LA.
That's not that unusual for LA.
Oh, shots fired.
They riot when the Lakers win the Worlds or the finals. So any excuse to flip cars over, set them on fire. It's always a good time. But then what's
sick? I want to try.
Well, go to a place where a team wins a championship and just enjoy. Start flipping some cars over. That's pretty much happens in every single city that wins a championship.
No, I mean it should have been past 3 years, but I don't know what that feels like. Unfortunately, in sports, because my team always chokes. So
yeah, UNC's won it.
Yeah, not in recent years. I mean, you got my team, the Niners, that have lost 3 chances because we have such a great coaching staff.
Even better now.
Chip Kelly. Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Well, Kobe Bryant, yeah, great career. It's fantastic. Loved watching him play. Any night he could drop 81 points. It was fun. But now, go out. Of course, not going out the way he wants to on a horrible team. But he's going out, unlike Peyton Manning, who went out on a high note Super Bowl, potentially went out on a high note with Super Bowl. His career most likely coming to an end. Don't really see him coming back. But that is not the reason why he is in the news. Unfortunately, they're bringing up allegations against him from his days at University of Tennessee due to Title IX accusations of the University of Tennessee creating a a hostile sexual environment. This 20 years ago, but the thing is, everyone's talking about it. What is it doing to Peyton Manning's legacy?
I mean, why are they bringing it up now and it's 20 years ago? I mean...
It's not really so much to bring up this, this in particular wasn't what caused it to, surface. It's because this new lawsuit against the University of Tennessee, this is just part of that. But it's going to get the most attention because of who's involved in it. Now, this technically has been settled on a few occasions. First, when it initially happened, University of Tennessee paid the accuser $300,000 and asked her to leave the University of Tennessee to pretty much move on from it. Then in 2002, Peyton Manning released a book, making some accusation against the accuser. So she sued him for defamation. She won. Part of the agreement was that neither of them would talk about it again. But in 2005, in a ESPN documentary, Peyton Manning brought it up again, so she took him back to court. So this has actually come up quite a few times, never to the level that it is now for some reason. Why in 2002, 2005, when he was at pinnacle of his career, especially in 2005, why this thing was a big deal then?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know, but
Why?
now all of a sudden it's a big deal. But you know what? It's 20 years ago. Does it change how you view him as, his legacy? Maybe personally, it'll change, what you think of it. It's not going to take away from what he did on the field.
Right.
But he's not going to be this, American, all-American guy with Papa John's, being, Saturday Night Live, being in 1,000 other commercials or whatever it was. Every time you turn on the TV, Peyton Manning's face was right there selling you something. And it's not going to be the same person. But like I said, accomplishments, they speak for themselves. It's just going to be how the room feels about him outside of football. And the accusations are graphic.
Yeah, we could get into them, but they're so graphic that I don't.
You can read about it if you want to see it.
Yeah, I couldn't bring it upon myself to share. It's going to be sad if this is the last thing that some people will think of his legacy, is that he got in a sexual harassment problem in Tennessee. I just hope that it's not something that's going to tarnish his career, I guess.
Like I said, career, that'll be fine. He's still going to be in the Hall of Fame. There's no question about that.
Without a doubt.
But, that same person you saw kissing Papa John at the Super Bowl and promoting Budweiser, it's not going to be the same person to think about, after you hear, read the accusations against him. That part changes. Not going to lie. It affects how you think about him, just off the field, not necessarily on. On the field, still all-time great. One of the best all time. And he'll go in the Hall of Fame. No question.
Should be.
Oh, he will. Yeah, no question about that. But yeah, it's some weird accusations against him. 20 years later, for some reason, now it's a big story when it could have been years ago. But that's what the media does. They just pick certain times for it to skyrocket.
Yeah, ironically, this comes up after he's won his last Super Bowl. Coincidentally, it pops up. I don't know.
Yeah, some people think that it's people at Auburn trying to make this a bigger deal to help their boy Cam Newton get out of the spotlight some.
Shots fired again. Okay.
That's just what I read. I don't know if it's necessarily true, but
wow, that's digging pretty deep there. I
don't necessarily believe that, but that's pretty weird to have to dig that far just to try to save your boy from a little bit of embarrassment. That's not that big of a deal. Cam Newton was a little bit, that was overblown what he did. You really don't need to have a full-blown sex scandal to get your mind off Cam Newton and his, short interview after the Super Bowl.
That's
all we have for you this evening. Feel free to comment below on what your thoughts about Peyton Manning are, where you think Kobe Bryant ranks all time, what's the biggest rivalry in sports. We'd love to hear from you guys. Again, my name is Jonathan.
I'm Jama. Thank you so much for the subscribers that we have, and thank you so much for the viewers. Much love. Make sure to subscribe below to the link.